If you ever wondered what it's like living in one of the hottest cities in all of South Florida, well, you're going to want to watch this video. Welcome to the pros and cons of living in West Palm Beach, Florida. My name is Ray Fernandez. I'm with Living in Palm Beach, Florida, powered by eXp Luxury. This week, I'm in one of the fastest growing areas in all of South Florida, downtown West Palm Beach. My office is right there, and there's a reason why I chose here. I tell people when they're coming in to town and when they want to meet us here, when they're thinking about relocating to this area, find an office right there. Let's meet there. Also, at night, there's just so much to do here. Today, I'm going to show you just what West Palm Beach is all about and why it's the fastest growing city in all of South Florida. So this place is dynamic. It's always changing. Now, those who follow the channel know I've lived here 20 years now, and I've seen this place. This is called City Place. This is technically not downtown West Palm Beach, but it is. The real downtown is that way. We're going to take you there a little bit later. But this place was built around the year 2000. It was terrible, bad neighborhood. They fixed it up. I've seen this change so much. Today, this is considered the Wall Street South. Wall Street of the South, West Palm Beach. All this is brand new this last year. This is a restaurant called Italy. You have our fountain. This fountain is called, there's a name for it. I forget it. It'll come to me later, perhaps. If I forget to bring it up, reach out in the comments section. I will get it to you. But on most days, you will see kids dancing in and out of the walls of water as they rise and fall. Every weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, this place is rocking with music. Usually there's a band back there. That right there is called the Wishing Tree. All around us are condos and co-ops. And I have a friend that just moved into the City Tower over there. If you want to be in the center of everything, this is a great location. Even if you don't move to city, I'm going to walk around a little bit. Even if you don't live here in City Place, you will find yourself, if you live in the surrounding areas, coming here pretty often. There's just so much to do. And we're going to check out some of that right now on this video. 20 years ago, we moved to this place we call sunny South Florida, and we haven't looked back. Today, we truly find honor to help people perhaps like you do the exact same thing. So if you're thinking about relocating to this area and want to ask questions from people who have actually done it before, well, there's a few ways to get a hold of us. Down below is our email address. That's one great way. Also on the screen, you're seeing our phone number. You can either call or text that number. But literally two of the best ways is in the description and the comment section. There's a link. Click on that link. What that'll do is set some time for us to speak, either through a phone call, through a Zoom, whatever way you feel most comfortable. In any case, we have your back when it comes to relocating here to sunny South Florida. Here living in Palm Beach, Florida, we help families relocate to this beautiful part of the world we call sunny South Florida. I tell you guys that all the time. 20 years ago, I was probably where you are right now. I wasn't really sure where to look. I wish there was a channel like this around at the time. I didn't know anything about this place. I sort of just discovered it. This is just walking down the street. This is called Rosemary Avenue. Every restaurant here literally has been, in the last 3 years, is brand new. It's been changing. Hang on, I'm going to get hit. There's a developer by the name of Steve Ross, who Rhodes related. He owns the Miami Dolphins, for those who don't know that. And he's taken up a lot of this area, and they've changed so much of it. That Italy place I was showing you was a theater. It was several restaurants, several stores, Starbucks, and a bunch of things. They pretty much bought the building and changed it into this gigantic Italian restaurant / bakery / everything. And it's incredible, right in the middle of the square. My office there's one entrance is through that way. I'm going to go out to Okeechobee Boulevard. Okeechobee Boulevard, for those who don't know, is the best way in West Palm Beach. It's like the main road through West Palm Beach to go east and west. Over to the bridge is They're some of the nicest beaches in the world. They have that's Palm Beach. Palm Beach is one of the most expensive zip codes in all of the United States. It is the average home in there on that island, on Palm Beach Island, is $13 million. Something else about what happens there. And if you guys want, look at condos, if you're a snowbird, a lot of snowbirds go there. And I'll tell you in a second the numbers why that's the case. A lot of snowbirds live there. They come for the winter. We're in the winter season right now. Right around November through April, this place it gets ridiculous, especially prevalent over there. It has one of the nicest beaches you will find in the entire world, not just on the East Coast of the United States. Again, I mentioned $13 million. The population in Palm Beach is 9,000 people. That's it. That island, 9,000 people. In the wintertime, they have residents of 27,000 people. That just goes to show you how seasonal that place is. They have Worth Avenue there. I mean, I'm not going to be able to take you there today, but we've done videos on that before. It's like the Rodeo Drive of Palm Beach, or the Fifth Avenue of Palm Beach. Over here, this building behind me, let me see how well you can see that. That is Restoration Hardware. If you buy a house around here and you want to get ultra high-end furniture, I would go there. That's amazing. That thing. That's the building that a lot of people we considering this area are looking at. The one thing you need to know if you're buying in the city here, in downtown West Palm Beach, and we help people in the city, we help people all around Palm Beach, mostly the single-family homes in the suburbs, though we do some of these things out here. You've got to be careful of what the HOA or the Homeowners Association or the COA is, condo association fees, because they can be high. A lot of them here are over $1,000 a month. Up on the northern part of the city, there's some new, and I'll tell you, I'm going to be doing a video on this one. There's a new community called Nomar that's going to be insane. And it's going to be across the street from like $5-6 million homes, but they're starting at $1.5 million. Stay tuned for that. You guys we do a lot. We follow all the new developments in Palm Beach. And that's one of the reasons why you guys watch us. So keep an eye on that. There's a lot coming up in this coming year in terms of new construction and new construction areas. So, and that's one of them. That's going to be my favorite. I've been doing a lot of business this year me and my team, that is, in an area called Avenir in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. You guys just look through the channel, you'll see the videos there. We have a special playlist on Avenir right there. And that's the hottest area. People who bought in there early have made a lot of money. Make no mistake about it. We helped a lot of people going back about 2 years ago get in there, and now they're sitting pretty. The best time to get into a new construction development is exactly then, early. All right, I took you along Okeechobee Boulevard. I know it wasn't the most scenic. Well, maybe it is. The palm trees. If you love palm trees, West Palm Beach is for you. I'll give you prices on what you can expect on these towers, these condos. We've passed some of these condos. I'll give you some average pricing in a minute, but I want to bring it to the Kravitz Center, the Kravitz Center for Performing Arts. This is sort of like the cultural center of the area. If you want to see, good plays, all the the Broadway plays, they'll have those kind of plays there. They'll do the ballet. They'll do concerts. They do a lot of good stuff in there. Over there is the convention center. They'll do a lot of trade shows just so you could get a handle on what we have. That building is one of the more important buildings here that we have in West Palm Beach, Florida.
So where in the world is West Palm Beach, Florida? So if you open up a map of Florida as a whole, the state of Florida. As you can see, we're way down here in the southeast part of the state, just a little bit north of Miami. It's about an hour and a half ride, depending on traffic. I can get there in an hour on a Saturday morning. I've done it many times. What's great about it, we're like 2.5 hours from Orlando if you want to take advantage of all the amusement parks, Disney, Universal Studios, and there's a lot more than this, that. There's a lot there. And then to the south, you have all these keys, which is, Isla Mirada. Key West is at the end. That'll take you a while, but you can get from West Palm Beach to Key Largo, which is the first key, in about 2 hours. As we zoom in, you can see we're literally right on the beach. West Palm Beach is here, and this is Palm Beach, which is like one of the nicest beaches in the world. We're talking about the Breakers a little bit later. That's like one of the nicest hotels in the world. People do just go there for the day. They park their car and go there. Great places to eat. So you can see we're right in the middle of everything. The airport right here is pretty close. It's called Palm Beach International Airport. Easiest airport to get in and out. But one of the things I really want to talk to you guys about is best way to search for homes in the area. Here is the best website to search for homes, or just to do some research on communities. It's livinginpalmbeachfl.com. Here you can find all the new construction in the area with this tab. If you want to do a home search, like for resales, right here. Last but not least, up here is the communities tab. Do your homework here. There's a lot of great resource here. As an example, you can look all the towns, some of the bigger master plan communities, like even drilling down to Apex, which is at Avenir. Esprit at Avenir is there as well. You have, if you go to West Palm Beach, which is what we're talking about today, you can see there's a ton there. It gives you a lot of stuff. It has our latest video, which will probably be replaced by this at some point soon. Pros and cons of West Palm Beach is a little bit of an older video on that. And you can see the price, the median price in recent sales are about $665,000 roughly. Days on the market, which is a little bit exaggerated right now. It's actually a little bit lower than that now. But your price per square foot, which is really important number. If you book that Zoom call with us, we will tell you why and how to utilize, how to get a good deal. Last but not least, get some alerts. If this is your area, get some alerts.
So back to the quiets of the alley in City Place. This is all filled with high-end stores, some local, some national. H&M is right there in front of me. Lululemon, I know you guys know that place and like that place. Entertainment here, not just for the holidays. It says holidays in City Place. They do a great job here during the Christmas season, the month of December. They'd have snow that falls here in City Place on the half hour. I think it's on the hour every half hour where they actually have snow fall there. It's a big event when they first open it up, like at the end of November, beginning of December. And this place is mobbed at night. It really is. I was here last Saturday, or last Friday. And you can see the kids are coming back to the fountain. And this place was absolutely rocking. And it is every year. Most of what we have coming down here is new. I mentioned Wall Street South. A lot of the banks are moving down here. It's so much so that if you Wall Street people know that restaurant called Harry's, which is a staple of the Wall Street area. Well, they have a Harry's here now. That's what they see what Steve Ross and the related company are doing down here, and Goldman Sachs moved down here, J.P. Morgan, a lot of banking. So they opened Harry's. So all that stuff down there is pretty new. I'm going to take a look down here. If you want to live down here, there's something to do every night, every day, every night. I mean, it's just very, very dynamic. The average price in Palm Beach, I was going to tell you about pricing. Average price in Palm Beach the last 2 years have, on single family homes, have fluctuated between $600,000 and $650,000. We're right in the middle, and right now right in the middle, about 625,000. But there are some signs. If I look at some of the leading indicators, I'm going to hit here. If I look at some of the leading indicators on the financials, listen, a Palm Beach Tale we put out every week. If you want to get the lowdown on stuff, we'll include, email us and I'll get you a Palm Beach Tale. We discuss the numbers, but I will tell you what I've been saying there. New pending sales has been off the charts the last 2 months. That is a leading indicator that this spring in 2026, we are going to see an amazingly strong market. Also, activity, number of transactions, way up since the lows of the lower period of 2025. But that's been the range, 600 to 650,000. I think we're going to bust through that and it'll be making all-time highs. This market here is held up very strong. That's the theater I was telling you that's now Italy. Over here, you have Equinox, high-end club that just opened up. All this right down here is all brand new. As you can see, there's an outplate there. Cleveland Clinic is opening here. All this is going to be brand new buildings. It's amazing that there was a Macy's down here. They just tear down things here and start over. It's incredible. It's a city life if you live here. I'll go through some of the neighborhoods that we've helped people in as I go through this video. But down here, you can get a really nice place at $1 million. There are some places lower, but beware. If you are very price sensitive and look just at the pricing of homes, of condos, there could be a reason for it. Could be a special assessment coming. You don't want that. How would you like to buy your home for, let's say, the bargain price of $450,000, and the following week get welcomed with a brand new $25,000 special assessment? That can happen. That's why you want to work with a team like ours at Living in Palm Beach, Florida, because we vet these places out to protect you from things like that from happening. And it's a brand new restaurant. This place wasn't open even a month or so ago. Every time I come down here, there's something new here. The Salty. I think living down here is great. I live in Wellington, which is a little bit which is about a half-hour ride from here, maybe 25 minutes. If you live anywhere nearby, you come here a lot because there's just a lot to do. It's like if you live in New York City, if you live in the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, New Jersey, you go to Manhattan. That's the same kind of thing. We were just leaving City Place, and I'm walking to the downtown as they build on something else new here, and that's called Clematis. One of the tricks to getting around West Palm Beach is all the streets are named after flowers: Banyan, Clematis, Datura, whatever the E one is, but they're all alphabetical. So like Clematis is a C. The street after is Datura, which is a D. The one before it is a B, which is Banyan. So that's how, if you're ever lost, just as long as you know your ABCs, you're in good shape. So the most popular destination I mentioned is Palm Beach Gardens Avenir. Apex is our #1 community in there. La Biance is another one, smaller community, but just as active. There's a brand new 55+ community in there called Esprit. I love that place. Two of the hottest brand new communities that are opening up are Whitmore Estates. That's in Central Palm Beach, Florida. There's also Amara. That's another one that's opening up. That's not even open yet. Get on our list to check out the communities, because when you get in early, those are the best deals. Over here is Harry's. That's what I was saying, but that's the Wall Street hangout of Harry's. If you live locally here in City Place, that's your supermarket. That is Publix. For those who don't know, from you Northerners or people that live in other areas, that's the supermarket pretty much everywhere around Florida. Very, very popular restaurant. Adrian's is another new restaurant here. Literally every week you come down here, there is something new. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to walk past one of the older condos. You can get a pretty good deal on some of the older condos. They just need to be vetted. You need a team that can help you vet you. Like I said, you want to watch out for those special assessments. What happened is back in a few years ago now, more than a few years ago, there was a condo collapse in Miami on Surfside. You guys probably heard about it. And it's changed a lot of the regulation on the requirements for condos, buildings to get inspected. And they also now require condo boards to get reserves. So it did two things. It made it so that all of a sudden these condo boards had to get reserves, number one. And number two, it also put them on a schedule where they have to get inspected. And if they don't pass inspection, they've got to do something about it, and they got to get it through you. The other thing about it is the insurance, because of all this nonsense, the insurance on these places have gone sky high. And so it's like the perfect storm of bills. So you got to be careful with condos. It's why we steal a lot of people. No, we don't steal. No, let me not use that word. It's why we educate people on the on what the risk of that is. Why we help more people often than not on single family homes and new construction. As you probably heard, insurance has been an issue here in Florida, and new construction is one way to avoid it because insurance on new construction homes it's a lot lower. These are some old Airbnbs. I don't know how old. I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see them. I don't know that they're still open. It looks like they might not be. They used to get it's boarded up there. They used to get a good business because it's located great. It's located like in between City Place and downtown. So you're like right in the middle. This area can be a little bit dodgy sometimes at night. You just got to be a little bit careful. But going back years ago, this was a terrible neighborhood. There are still some places up there in West Palm Beach. Not all. It's one of the cons when living in West Palm Beach is you got to be careful about your neighborhoods. There are some neighborhoods that I would not recommend people, look at and consider. You want to know what they are. That's why you got to reach. That's why you got to reach out. You got to be very careful. There's a couple other places in Palm Beach that are like that. Like Lake Worth is a good example. There are some neighborhoods that are just, that are beautiful in one aspect, and then not so much a street down. More condos up here. The condo fees, the association fees are generally high because of the insurance aspect I told you about, because now they're taking into account for reserves. And they normally have nice amenities in these places. So you've got to be able to afford the association fees. The prices are great. I mean, if you want to rent it, great. But, if you want to be an investor, that's the way to do it. We've been helping investors look at these places and eventually rent them out. One of the members on our team it specializes in this, and she also does property management. So if that's something you need help with, we can help you here living in Palm Beach, Florida. All right, so I'm walking. This is that condo. I always, whenever I film out here, and I've done these pros and cons of West Palm Beach a few times, and I'll go into some more of the pros and cons in a minute. But I got to show you this thing. I always show this building. This is the epitome of location. City Place right there, downtown. It's on Clematis, which is considered City Place, which is considered downtown. It's called 610 Clematis. And I think it's beautiful. I mean, it's from a location perspective, you can't beat it. All like the government buildings. Like I had jury duty last week. We can just walk to it. You have all your, if you want to get your Social Security card, you go down there. There's just so much here. This is the upper part of Clematis. I'm going to start walking down here. Clematis is the main street through downtown West Palm Beach. So I call this upper clematis. Yeah, one of the reasons why I like that corner is because it's also on Rosemary Avenue, which is a pretty popular avenue. So Rosemary and Clematis. You got O'Shea's Pub here, nice Irish pub that they serve. Good food in here. I've eaten there. It's good. They lots of times what they'll do is they'll close these streets down, and especially in the wintertime when we get a lot of seasonal people here on a Saturday morning. Oh, I got to tell you about the green market. They'll close this street down, and everyone just walks the street up and down. The restaurants bring their tables out here, and they pretty much do like a street fair, but you can eat too at the same time. So one of the pros when it comes to living here, now I'm here, let me go into this right now. So I'm still in Upper Clematis, but now I'm approaching the train tracks. This is what they call Brightline. Maybe you've heard of it. So right there is the Brightline station. This is the West Palm Beach Brightline station. They have stations down in Fort Lauderdale, Miami. They're building one either in Stewart or Port St. Lucie. That's coming up. They have one in Orlando. So you can literally take this all the way to Miami, or you can take it up to Disney, the Disney area. All those things up there. That's the train right there. I don't know how well you can see that. That's the train stopped in there. So it's a little bit pricey in my opinion. Right now, it only is suitable, I feel, for like commuters, like people that live here and work in Miami. You know, it's going to cost you a little bit. It's like as if you're commuting into Manhattan. It'll cost you a little bit, but it's worth it for that. Your average person going to Miami, you're probably still better off driving, in my opinion. It's just a little bit expensive. I'd like to think that they'll fix that and get that to be more affordable one day in the very near future. Just had one of those scooters come flying by me. So we're about an hour and a half from Miami. I go down there pretty often for shows and stuff like that, events. And that's the other great thing. And one of the pros when living in West Palm Beach is you're close enough to Miami. There's a lot of stuff to do there. But those scooters are all over the place. This reminds me a little bit of New York City. It's your Brightline. You have in New York, you have the city bikes. Here in West Palm Beach, you have the Brightline bikes. This is a pretty popular corner. It's Dixie Highway and Clematis. It's starting to get a little bit busier. Once we get to Olive, I'm going to take you there in a minute. That's my YouTube. That's you guys calling YouTube right there. Once we get to Olive, it gets even busier. And don't stick around. I'm going to take it to the waterfront so you can see the Intercoastal. It's absolutely beautiful down there. So here you have Roxy's. You get a lot of, on Clematis here, you get a lot of like nightclubs and restaurants, some great restaurants actually. Well, they're mainly down there, down further as we get to the waterfront. But there's a lot here. After hours can be a little bit, you gotta be careful. I would be. I mean, like after midnight, that kind of thing. When you're down here, like between 8 and 11, no problem. This place is filled with people. This is Duffy's coming up here. Duffy's is a sports bar all over South Florida. Pretty inexpensive food, and it's good. It's good for the money, especially. We're across the street. We have Rocco's Tacos. It's one of the more popular restaurants here. They have Rocco's Tacos in Delray Beach also, and up in Palm Beach Gardens. So they have a few of them. So a lot of these restaurants like that will open multiple locations. Vic and Angelo is another one that comes to mind. Kitchen is another one that comes to mind. So you'll see some of these places. I passed one of my favorite coffee places, Subculture, I think it's called, if I remember right. That first one was here in downtown West Palm Beach. I'm approaching San Diego Sand Tree, and I got to tell you a little bit about that. But this area at night during December, this place is rocking. So that used to be a really nice bar. I don't know what happened to it. It's closed down. But here is like Centennial Fountain. They will put this fountain to music at night, and it just will blow you away. What this thing will do. In the distance there is what they call Sandy the Sand Tree. Every year they celebrate the lighting of Sandy the Sand Tree. You guys have Christmas trees. We do sandcastles, and they call them sand trees here. It's nice. Bastache, nice restaurant there, French cuisine. They do a farmer's market here every winter. They're open already, like around October through April, and it's the biggest farmer's market in the area. It's like, I think it's like 110 vendors, and they're all around this area. And if you want like tacos, bagels, I mean, any kind of food, and you want to take it home or you want to cook it later, you can get it right here. At night, this place will get busier. Across the way is the Intercoastal, and that's where we're heading right now. Down at the end of Clematis here, we have some of the nicest yachts you'll see in the world. So one of the pros when it comes to living in West Palm Beach is we are the boating capital of the world. We are the fishing capital of the world. I'm gonna sit down for a second. We are the water sports capital of the world. The weather here is amazing. I know I'm saving this at the very end. Hopefully you're still around and hear how great the weather is. Here we are in December, towards the end of December, and I'm walking around in short sleeves and shorts. No, you can't tell that, but I am. I like to film when I'm doing these in shorts because it's just, especially if it's like this. The weather is beautiful. A typical January, February day is going to be high 75, low 50. That's the coldest it gets. Once in a blue moon, we'll get in the 40s. But that's just sort of how this is. These yachts are, they do boat shows here. And people come and show off their yachts. They all dock here. Over there on the other side, and I'm going to turn this camera around in a second, is Palm Beach Island. I mentioned Worth Avenue. The Breakers is up there behind these boats. Breakers is like one of the nicest, I went to San Diego a few months back, and you guys have the Coronado Hotel. That's like the equivalent here in Palm Beach. We have the Breakers Hotel. People, especially during the season now, which we is like in January and February and so forth, you get a lot of people that will go there, like what you guys would call A-listers. Here's the Intercoastal. Let me show you this. Beautiful, right? Out in the distance, I mean, I'll walk a little bit closer, is Okeechobee Boulevard. It's the bridge that goes over into downtown, onto Palm Beach Island. It's a very different society out there. They want to be different. If you say you're from Palm Beach and you're really from the island, they'll be quick to say, no, we're Palm Beach. Just how they do it. I don't say it. As you guys know, I use Palm Beach interchangeably. We do a lot of business here in Palm Beach. We are a relocation company helping people relocate this beautiful part of the world we call sunny South Florida. We have a lot of people today looking a little bit further north. I want to get into some of the housing stuff here. A lot of people looking north to places like Port St. Lucie. Port St. Lucie is really more affordable compared to what you get down here. So we have a lot of people. One of the most elaborate 55 plus communities is up there. It's called Riverland. If you follow the channel, you know I've covered that. That's one of my favorite 55 plus communities. I mentioned Avenir. One of my favorite 55 plus communities is Esprit that just opened up. There's Regency there, which is good too, but Esprit is like the new kid on the block, and It's a Coulter builder, which a lot of people like Coulter. It's all close to here. I mean, onto here to this beauty we call sunny South Florida. Down there, the buildings from downtown West Palm Beach. Again, there's a lot of business coming here, which is why West Palm Beach is one of the fastest growing areas in all of South Florida. West Palm Beach, paradise here in South Florida.